What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the table where everybody eat. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button for your boy. And if it's your first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. That way you don't miss out on the plays and updates we bring to you guys each and every day in the market. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably seen the video I made on ticker symbol DVLT, Data Vault AI, which dropped at the top of the year when this thing was trading around $1.01, maybe $1.02. And we had stated or suggested that we could see some upside potential roughly to $1.40 only if we broke above that key area of $1.07 and that pivotal area of $1.15, which all of that came to fruition. We went high as, if I'm not mistaken, let's just say $1.50. Just to keep it fair, we could have went over $1.50 or barely touched $1.50. Either way, it surpassed expectations, going above that $1.25, $1.28 zone, above that $1.33 to $1.38 zone, and then, like I stated, possibly going to $1.50. So here we are. Data Vault closed roughly flat on the day. As you can see, it was only up 0.69%. And before we go over to the charts, here's my profile on X or Twitter, and we're currently on the road to 1,000 followers. Right now, we're at 628. The last video, I believe, was at like 550, 570. So I want to thank everybody who hit that link in the description and in the comment section and followed your boy over on X. This is where you can come and get some of the charts things I see in the market. Also, we currently have a few free slots for the Discord community. Everybody eats. Now, granted, you will not get access to the call outs, the plays, basically the behind the scenes stuff, but you will have access to our general chat, Freebie Fridays, and all the educational content that is released. So again, link is below in the description and pinned in the comment section. If not pinned in the comment section, it will be in the comment section. And like I say, we talk about charts, things I see, the videos that you guys see here, I post on Twitter and in the Discord before I post them on YouTube. So this right here gives you guys an idea of what to look for, from penny stocks to mid cap stocks, small cap stocks, another small cap stock. So again, link is below for the Twitter profile and the Discord. Everybody eats. You don't have to join, but I suggest that everyone is part of a tight-knit community or some Discord in some shape, form, or fashion. Like I say, we talk about the overall market, hot stocks, small cap stocks, catalyst boosters, earnings reports, analyst ratings, all that good stuff, including our gains, 800%. Nice job done right there, Ozzy. But we also post the losses. Realized a couple of losses on this, or my losses were a little bit larger than this. Transparency, man, we post the gains, we post the losses. There's Iran Lotto from 8 cents to 34 cents. JagX called that yesterday. CGTL called that yesterday. As you can see right here, at 5:52 a.m., looking at JagX at Vero. Shout out to Vero yesterday, 27%. So, anywho, link is below in the description and pinned in the chat. Now, what you guys have been waiting for. Here we are on the daily chart for DBLT. And as always, I'm going to remove the drawings so you guys can see what we're looking at. So the day that we made the video, here we are, December 31st. Here's the day we made the video. We were sitting right here around that 200 moving average on the daily. As you can see, we ran into this resistance, went to that psych level of $1.50 to a T, rejected that psych level of $1.50, came back down here. We got the death cross off rip on the daily of the 21 through the 50, as well as, zoom in a bit. If you look right here, you see once we lost at 200, rejection, death cross, came down. Now, once we look right here, boom, once we fill this gap all the way, at least we got that wick bottom, and now we could possibly have a reversal. But we don't predict, we don't react, we simply move to whatever price action or the chart gives us. Bringing me to the 1 hour time frame, and as you see on the 1 hour time frame, without any lows, without any drawings, and I'm not going to reset the chart quite yet, but once we lost that 21, rejection, negative. Tried to get up, negative. Here we didn't touch it, but negative. Another one, didn't touch it, negative. Negative, negative, and then now here we are. We actually closed above. So on a 1 hour time frame, which is also what had prompted me. Matter of fact, before I continue, reset. which also is what prompted me yesterday to alert the Discord community as well as the folks over on Twitter how your orders should have filled. And you guys, if you have seen this video, put a one in the chat, not this video, but if you was prepared for this drop in DVLT, put a one in the chat. Now, if I want to see continuation to the upside, we already see what we got to reclaim, which is this 76 area right about here. That's where we actually gapped up at the other day. That time when I said we were probably going to fill this gap, that happened. But that's also where we tried to find support in the month of December, at the end of the month, before we lost that area. Came back up into it, boom, gapped up. Now here we are consolidating in that area right now. So once we actually reclaim and get above 75, but for me, I prefer us to get above 77 to 78. Once we get above 77 to 78, that's where I could possibly see us having an uptrend back to that 90 cent to 92 cent area right about here. You know what? Let me go ahead and just bring the drums back up so we can really walk this thing down like we normally do. So here we are on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm probably going to remove my two. No, I'm going to keep them lines in the sand for right now. So on the 4-hour time frame, just going off the moving averages, we got this drop on the 21. Now we're curling higher. But if you guys are familiar with the channel, you know one thing that I always pay attention to is my moving averages around my areas of interest or my key levels. So if we got this moving average here starting to do this and curl around that 103, I don't like that. However, that's fine, because if we do something like that, that just gives us time for us to make our way back up to that range. So I am keeping an eye on that right there when it comes to that 21 MA. Also, if we go to the 1 hour reset, now you will see my line in the sand that I had that we held and bounced off of, which was yesterday. Another reason that I alerted the Discord. Some of the people in the Discord community decided to, buy in right here, and I told them that wasn't necessarily a bad starter position, because at the end of the day, gaps don't always fill. Majority of the time they do, but we could go to a lot of stocks right now where the gap has not filled and probably won't anytime soon or ever. Anyway, staying on course with DVLT. As you can see on the hour time frame, we had this drop and now we're curling. Once again, that's why I came and gave you guys this video. And then remember what I had just said on, I think that was the 4-hour time frame. So let's zoom in a bit and watch this here, what I'm looking at. So now on the opposite side, we got the 21 doing this around my area. Not saying it's going to go like this the whole way, but you could see where right here it's starting to do a little curl, as if it wants to respect that 70 cent area. Even if it comes down a tad bit beneath, that's still fine and dandy, because ultimately you're still respecting. And one other sign, I'm giving you guys too much game, but you're respecting right there as well. Meaning, if I was to zoom in right on where I drew that line at and delete it, you will see right there on this candle, that candle, also this red wick, that what I drew was curling there. However, now that we zoomed in a bit, and this is on the 1-hour time frame, once again, remember that, we could really see how this 21 MA basically sliced between these candles like butter. And now it's really giving us that once we zoomed in. Again, we're not going to predict. We're going to react on Monday, well, Tuesday, because markets closed on Monday for Martin Luther King. So we're going to wait and see what we get on Tuesday. But for right now, things are all looking kind of good. And then now once we go to that 30-minute time frame, you can see even more how on the 30-minute, that 21's curling, respecting that area. But also, once we got above that 70 cents, we had 2 candles hold, and then that second one actually closed above that 21 SMA, while 21 SMA is respecting that 70 cent line in the sand area, which also coincides with this area here that tried to consolidate after we dropped from that $1.50 at the beginning of the year. And then once again, like I stated, if we can hold this area, you can see right here, clear as day, my golden zone. For anyone that's not really in the play yet, in a sense, I'm not saying that you should wait for it to reclaim 80, but 80 would be a confirmation, because we could easily do this here and then come back down. Or what you want to see is go up, maybe get as close to that 200 SMA, the purple line, and then come back and hold the golden zone. And if it holds that, that's a break, retest back to the upside. And now you could possibly have your entry around 80 cents. Target this 90 to 92 once again. But really, ideally, where we want to get at, we want to get back to $1.05 to $1.15. If you guys remember from that first video, or remember from September 25th, 2025, $1.07 was that critical area. But first, we got to do this here, get above 85. From 85, go to 90. I mean, you could go in 5 cent increments, go to 95, and then a dollar. Once we had a dollar, we got $1.05, $1.10, $1.15. But ultimately, our target is $1.05 to $1.15. Get above $1.15. We're going to target, I would say 128, but no, we're going to target this 138 or 140 before that cycle of $1.50 and then higher. I don't have any price targets because I'm actually leaning away from price targets in 2026 and focusing on simply just price action because we don't know where this could go. We could say we got a price target for 6 and this could be 12 or 20 6 months from now. But thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Much love. We out.